All right, cool.
Type shit.
So BD know about me now, right?
Type shit.
And cause he had been on some
Type
stupid shit or
shit.
whatever. You know what I'm saying, on her shit, like, you know, whatever. He like talk on some Lou, and I gotta figure out who this Lee nigga is. Now she already done told me this nigga super corny. I'm like, hey man, I'm like, check that shit because if the nigga corny, like I'm thinking you saying, or I'm thinking about when you saying what you saying, he's the type of nigga that try to holler at my BM and be like, yo, you know what I'm saying, I'm nigga da 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 da. And I'm like, yo, check that shit, cause you know what I'm saying, like that's too much corn for my motherfucking diet, right? I'm like, all right, So he over there like probing, asking questions and shit about me, like, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, nigga done found me on the book and shit, talking about some how your mans get shot or some shit, like, you know what I'm saying. She was like, he was involved in some gangster shit, like, that's what we told him, like, you know what I'm saying, like, and they're just like, what the fuck, man, like, you know what I'm saying, like, you know what, now that I'm talking about this shit, this is like some cutoff shit. Now that I just thought about it, like in culmination, like this is the culmination of a cutoff right here, like.
Yeah.
Too many motherfuckers asking and talking, like.
Yeah, it's a lot of people already.
Yeah, she's probably messy. I don't even know what I just walked into. But
you know what though? You know what? The way she been moving ain't been completely messy. Like she don't call me after a certain period of time.
Okay.
Matter of fact, she don't reach out. I reach out.
Well,
you know what I'm
understand this. Messy is different than being messy in reference to you. She may be polished in the sense that, oh, I ain't gonna fuck up what he got going on, but messy in the sense that
her shit.
Everybody know, low key know who she fucking with somebody, but we don't know who. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't necessarily how she do you or how she treat you, but it's how she move can be messy, and then that's how it spill over onto you.
Big point.
Like if
3-point shot.
If you don't want someone to know that you're talking to someone, you should be able to be in the room with that person and not engage.
Nobody would know.
And nobody should know. Like,
that's how we working together.
But it's different. She's more invested in it. She said, "I love you." It's different. True. She can't. If she were in a room with you,
I could say I love you.
Oh, yeah, it's gonna radiate.
Right. It would just. She'd give it away.
Yeah.
You think so? She got them emotions like that. How we still talking about her then? She been cut off.
Hey, she a star. She a star on the show that never been on the show. She on the show every week. She a member too.
Right.
Nah, like it's just always
have her come through. Let's figure this thing out, man.
Funny, man.
Hey, you know what's funny, man? It crossed my
Richard Bay.
Like it crossed my mind to be like, you know what, man? Just like a show episode experiment, man. To bring the BM and just talk free as fuck, like, you know what I'm saying, for that 1 hour. Like, I thought about it.
Yeah.
Brown table talk.
Because you know what though? I'll say this.
Let's get it.
Brown table talk. You wanna know what's crazy? Sometimes because of people's relationships and how they deal with each other, they don't get to see each other maybe in this form.
Mm-hmm.
Because of so much trying to be reserved or trying to, protect them. Yeah. You always call them representatives. That's true. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it give them a different way of looking at you when you put them in an environment that's not what they think you're gonna be like, and just allow them to do what they do in the environment. Just see how she adapt to it, and sometimes it make them open up to you more, just because they get to look at you in a different light.
Yeah.
He won't necessarily just be Lee for all the reasons she knows, because when you come here, you're a big deal. Just not saying that people think about it though, right?
Y'all big deals to me, man. I love y'all, man.
Think about this though, right? Typically in relationships, although because it's kind of far away from being about loving each other. I mean, in 2019, it's more so just the status of a relationship versus y'all actually holding each other up, right? Versus y'all actually, we don't look at it like that as a whole anymore. The general masses or the general consensus is not. You can't wait to go out on a date with this girl to try to fit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't even see the. You know what I mean? It's kind of like.
We'll be dating.
They talk about the calendar.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's kind of it's different.
Right.
You not looked at like the
Tornado.
superhero like maybe back in the day. So when you put them in an environment where you're kind of the superhero, you get to look at you a little different. Like, well, damn, maybe you ain't as much as a peasant or no good nigga as I thought you was.
Right.
I kind of forgot you got a little substance to you in a
type
you know
shit.
what I mean? You just have to let them see you in different lights, and it's hard when y'all together and everything about y'all is in the back of your mind. You know what I mean? Like when you dating that new girl, that's the difference.
Yeah.
And you don't really know nothing.
Anymore. It's like your focus is the relationship, and you don't see that individual person that's like, because before you were in us, you were individuals.
True.
And you kind of can lose sight of what was it that actually attracted me to this person.
True
and
indeed.
You become so enmeshed with each other's bullshit. It's like that's all. It's like you're surrounded by it. You're stuck in it. That's all you see.
What? You doing what to it?
Surrounded by each other's
Oh,
bullshit.
stuck in it.
Stuck in it.
Okay.
What did you?
All right now.
I didn't know what you said. I was just like, where does that come from?
Like I caught that, but I ain't like. I was like, damn,
you
like,
heard the same thing I heard?
Yeah, I heard it, but I didn't think it was going. Like I was sure she
You're
didn't
sucking
say
it.
that. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I was sure she didn't say that. I was like,
Oh.
all right, I'm gonna let that slide. You know what I mean?
What first gets y'all what first gets your attention about somebody?
Had booty.
Ass? What if they
I'm playing. Nah.
He meant that
Okay.
when he said that booty,
He did.
because I got excited with him. You said booty, and all of a sudden it was like I could see it all over again.
Oh, shit.
Why people get so excited about? You know, it's a trap door in there. Sludge come out of it.
Okay.
All right, man. Like,
Who was talking about their
And that was
anus,
brought to
like
you
their
by the
asshole.
one and
Yeah,
only
yeah.
Blaze.
But butt ain't nothing but doors. That
well.
No. They're muscles.
Booty.
not a
elevator
door.
doors.
Booty.
It doesn't have a door.
Booty.
I was gonna say there's
Definitely a trap door.
It's a
Booty.
sphincter.
Booty is a term that derives
it's like a,
from
James
pirateering.
Bond
He's
door.
trying to tell y'all what booty means to him.
No. Booty comes from a term used by pirates to talk about
Yeah.
treasure.
Right.
So I mean,
Treasure.
so when I say booty, I mean like I'm trying to spin it.
You
I'm trying
are.
to spin it like a
You're trying to
motherfucker.
spin
Like,
it.
You were almost there, Lee. I was almost
You almost
balled
had
into
it.
I was like,
like you know what I'm saying? Like,
What is it about booty though, man?
about an ass. Can I
You
go with
got
the
it.
answer? So in case
A fart maker.
audience doesn't know, I have
Chitlin
double
protector.
D's. That means that my breasts are larger probably than your girlfriend's, and so in my I just don't get excited by breasts. But an ass, something that I don't have. I have, but I don't have. If you did see the Pussy Power Cypher 3 video, then you probably seen I have a little ass. No worries. If you ever need me, just follow me on Instagram at Sleazy Buttons. Yeah, but what I'm saying to you is that I think my fascination with the uniqueness of the booty is because I don't have one. And then when I'm thinking of what do I want to touch on someone's girlfriend, it's not like whip your titty out. It's like, well, because she's not my girl, she's probably somebody else's. I don't know who
Titty
she belongs
varies in
to.
appeal depending on areola size.
And that's very true. I can admit
that's
that.
facts.
Well, because it can change the
Small
look, it
areolas.
can change.
Nah. Huge grandma areolas, where it be more areola than breasts. Ha.
It looks unique.
All right.
What?
So like I don't want no areola.
Like
I don't want no
Show us what you
extreme.
got.
I don't want no extreme areolas. I don't want no areolas like
Does it have to be
You know what I'm
proportional?
Yes.
like
You
I
can have
like
an A cup.
proportion. I like
I feel
proportion.
like this is
With
still
those,
huge.
and it's going to look very
Like,
That's
this
big
is
ass.
You're going to be like,
this
like
thing.
somebody
come here, let me see
With
what
your
you
areola.
It's just
let me
areola.
see what you're working with, girl.
Like this
See what you
whole-
working with.
Like,
Yeah, there's some interesting pairs of breasts out there, but yeah, that's my
Sorry.
yeah. Again, okay, we here to work with you, Dom. We really are,
Right.
Close.
and we really here to
So-
work with you.
No, it's embarrassing.
What's your take
Hi.
on booty?
Please, we're listening.
She was about to tell us her areola size.
She
Actually,
was
they're
probably
different because my birthmark is like right.
So it look like this. Look like somebody
like Clint Eastwood.
like they can't make up their mind. Like,
It make up their mind.
Hilarious.
It's like Clint Eastwood.
That's a
I'm
personal
sorry.
insecurity of mine.
Dwayne
Damn.
John, she got the
Yep.
rock breast.
Damn,
Man.
dog. Fucking asshole, man.
Lee, I have to hear about your opinion on booty now.
You know what, man? All right, man. Like, so on the surface level, right?
Okay.
Like, I think it just feels like the proper thing to touch. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It just does. Like, but you know what though? I think I think it does have something to do with I think there's something primal about it, man. Not even gonna lie, coming from a man, like I think there's something primal about it. Like, you know, when you see
I'm looking at
like
everybody.
like when you see you see a healthy shape on a woman, it makes, I mean, you would see that as more suitable for reproduction. as opposed to you know what I'm saying, you know, the other end of the spectrum. Okay. So I think it's something I think it's something primal there. And then we think about breasts. I think it has to have something to do with, you know, like what kind of milk you're producing. I mean, like somewhere subconsciously, you know. I mean, you know, you talking about DNA.
A lactator.
What?
You like a lactator?
I mean, I've always been a booty man. I ain't gonna perk to you. So I mean, like, you know, if she's lactating or not, really. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know. Yeah. I mean, you know, it's just something about it, man. You like lactators?
No, I think I was confused.
Yeah.
Man, Blaze is comedy, man. Make sure y'all follow Blaze 6. Man.
Hey, man. I like but yeah, man.
So 6, you gotta tell us, what is your take on the booty?
That booty. That big old booty.
Ooh, hey,
booty is cool, but it's played out.
All right, tell us what about it to you is played out? Like, where do you come?
What about it to you?
With ass, or are we talking real ass or fake ass?
You can see anybody's ass if you just get on Facebook. It's saturated. It's nothing special about it.
Okay, that's not true. Okay.
It's an abundance of ass showing on the internet.
Well, see, this is why I said, are we talking about real ass or fake ass? Because
I don't consider fake ass an ass. I consider that.
Well, I'm proud of you, but I'm proud of you. It's just that some people do consider it an ass.
I don't, man.
I'm proud of you, though. That makes me happy. I think all the women in the world should just shake what your mama gave you, but some of you have no. You got to work with that. But you know what? Let me speak. You got to work with what you got. But let me be clear, because I have to fight for women's rights. It is your body and your choice.
Absolutely.
You do what you feel is best for you.
Pull your whole ass out if you like.
If you are looking to make me happy, leave it as it was made. And we'll see if you qualify from there.
Qualify, damn.
That's
on the list of qualifications.
Really, like
little booties
what matter, small butts, or yeah.
I'm one of them guys who like if everybody running that way, I'm gonna start going that way. And there's so many people running that way for big butts, whether they be real or not, or maybe they've been shot up with fix a flat, all types of stuff.
There's some strange stuff out there.
Grape jelly.
Yeah.
Damn.
Whatever you do, man.
See, it's rough on me. I don't have a nightstick, so I can't do. That's right. I said it. Wait, I know you don't, Blaze. They heard it. Nightstick. You know, some ladies like to be beat with a baton over the. Never mind.
Damn, they'll take it all the way.
So what I was, left, right, up, down. Don't stop. Get it, left. Okay, so what I'm saying is, I don't have a nightstick, so like I can't do a overly large ass. You need to be right there in the middle, sweetie. Don't. You know who I'm talking about. You know whether or not if you look at me and then I look at you and we both think it may not work. It's okay. We might look around and find someone else for each other. I'm okay with that.
Someone else
be younger, and they got a big butt. It's cool. But you're going to be 50 one day. Have you ever seen somebody walk with an extremely huge butt at the age of 50?
Yeah.
It's hard.
Attractive.
But like, so...
Yeah, booty in your back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you got the up there.
They walk like this.
Well...
It is a little lean over. Their
I
booty
like
do shake.
You can't control that.
Genetics.
My grandmother.
Your grandma
like,
thick?
Yeah.
She got that.
She's like 4'11".
Oh, she got that waffle maker.
Her waist is like this big.
Thank you, Granny.
But her butt is like, why didn't that, like, what happened to the bloodline?
Like she had that waffle maker,
where did
boy.
it go?
A waffle maker.
Yeah, that
You
waffle
might have a
maker,
chance. You might have a chance.
Hey.
You still got a couple years left. No?
Yeah, a little time.
How are you now?
I'm fully developed.
No. This is okay. Okay, debate with me. Guys, this sounds crazy, right? No, that sounds crazy.
I am fully
Have you
developed.
ever met a woman that your entire life, you've known your entire life, and she probably had like the same body up until like 25, 26, 27, her body just... I've seen some motherfuckers transform, and I can't figure out, and it's not no surgery or none of that. Like,
you got to wear 3 pairs of boy shorts.
Okay.
On top of each other.
Damn.
Nah, I done seen some booties grow out of nowhere. That's why I'm saying. I've seen some people. I don't know how it happened.
I agree with that.
Like
I could agree with that.
Boy shorts make anybody
for
look
real, like
after
they just
having a kid.
Okay.
Your shape is different.
okay.
I mean, you just
Don't blame
push
it on
something
him.
out of you. No, I'm not blaming him. Like I never had hips before. Like I was just like straight up and down. But for most women, after you have a baby, you end up with a little bit wider frame than you had before.
Right.
If you got a small butt out there and you want to get a bigger butt, get you a plane ticket.
Okay.
And go where?
It don't matter where you go. You just want to get up to a certain elevation and you kick out one of the windows on the airplane, stick your ass outside. The suction is gonna have a Kylie Jenner effect.
All right.
My man.
Ladies.
Did y'all see the girl who wanted big lips on the internet?
And like she put it in a cup or a bottle or some shit.
No, she painted her tongue. She
Oh,
put
yeah,
lipstick
I
on
saw
her tongue.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I did
She
see that.
put lipstick on the tip of her
just
tongue
sat
and then
there,
just
and it made it look like
it made her
full
look like
lips.
she had a real big bottom lip.
I
Yeah,
seen
look
it,
it up,
yeah.
man.
That's
It's
I've seen
disparaging.
like
that shit was
like tattooed lips
My
that
phone is pretty much dead, so
make
That
them
was,
look better.
that was a you know what, that little snippet took me for a little loop, man.
which one?
The one he talking about with the lips. You ever seen? Okay.
I've seen it. I seen it in a still picture.
Oh, now you gotta see her move it. You
Shows
gotta
her
see her
I
move
didn't
it.
bamboozle.
see it.
Man,
like that.
hey, that took me for a little loop. I was like, okay, chill. Wait a minute.
Oh,
Look
you
at
mean
it.
move it back and then put it in the
Yeah,
place?
Yeah,
put it
like,
back in
wait a
place.
minute, like
That's how I could tell what it was. That's the only way you could really tell.
type shit.
Because if it's sit like where
Right,
it's
said
sitting
she's
there,
locked
you can't
out.
tell.
Lipstick.
She locked out.
There's
Lip.
What's it called? Lipstick
there's
lip.
a white
Lipstick.
woman
I'm gonna put
in the
lipstick
office
tongue
right
lip.
next door. If she keeps knocking, she'll, it sounds crazy, but she'll hear.
Lipstick.
The lady downstairs. There's a lady who works in the office to the right. Remember the woman that came out when G was
Yeah.
right? The lady who was right there and that came out the door. She's still down there. She actually walked past me, guys. You'll find that funny. Yeah.
Lips.
I think it's on one of
Dick.
those. Oh yeah, no lip. It killed me. That's the part that
Lipstick
killed
tongue
me.
lip.
Yeah,
The
I don't
fact that
trust.
she had no lips.
Right,
Girl
though.
opens her mouth to reveal her full lip creation.
Yeah, she was on
It
the
was
swing.
just creative. I think it's a thing.
The thing that's deeper than that
creative.
is people like, does she even have teeth? If you
Yes,
look at,
fool.
I don't think she had no teeth.
Really?
If you look at that video again, check out lipstick tongue lip.
Oh wait, no, she don't have no teeth. I see a fang.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
the
the
gummy.
bottom. I don't think she got no top.
It's something right
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all ever watch those?
What do you do?
You know how those? What is it? Queens and Letos and Nicole Kirkland, the choreography on YouTube,
No.
and watch the reviews to it. This shit. I feel like it's a dance class for strippers. It just popped up underneath this girl with the lipstick tongue.
What do you do when you get somebody home and their body ain't what you thought it was? What do you do about that?
For me, it depends on my level of
Oh,
attraction.
sure.
I'm gonna let Ronnie in.
Yeah, I just seen
that's
it. Like,
what Lee's doing. But
Okay.
nah, like I
Stuff.
just like looked at my messages because my messages don't pop up on the top of my phone no more. And you just see it
This
said locked
girl's
out. And I was
crazy.
about to be like, was my neighbor locked out?
I said that lady.
I've been watching the reviews for this,
Okay.
and like people are like losing their minds. They watch. Okay, so that's the choreographer.
Okay.
What
Her
is this?
channel is Queens and Letos, and then the other one is Nicole Kirkland.
Okay. They be clowning on these though.
Yeah,
What she do?
They dance.
dance and choreography. Remember that
Choreographers.
the tank video like that had the one girl. What did she have on? But anyway, she was dancing to that song. And it was like all over the internet. Yeah.
Tank
How do you not
song.
know these things?
Tank
Everyone
song.
saw that video. Okay, now I gotta find that video. Hold on.
Okay. Blaze, were you? Anybody care that my stomach has been doing this thing where, like, at a certain weird point of the day, I'll feel my stomach like start to turn, almost like
I don't know
maybe I
how to
have
make it stop.
gas, but it's not even like gas. It's weird.
What?
Like, it's strange. I don't know. It's like I can't really narrow it down to like a diet change. Like maybe I've started eating something less or more, but it's
What
like my
dairy?
stomach will
Dairy
turn,
makes
feel
you
like it's
bloated.
turning in knots. It's not cramps either. It's just like you can almost like air pockets or something, or air bubbles. Like you can tell there's something in there. And I'm like, what the fuck? I need it to go away.
You been farting a lot?
I don't feel like I have.
Sleep on your stomach on the floor.
Okay.
You're gonna wake yourself up about 3 a.m.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
But
right,
you're gonna
this
feel
video.
so much better.
All right.
You ever fart so hard that your back hurt?
Hello? No.
Damn, dog.
Never. And I get some good farts out.
So hard that your back hurts.
Oh, you're
Yeah, I'm
saying
talking about
this
butt.
particular
Yeah,
choreography.
Her. Everyone was going crazy over her butt.
Is it real?
Well, I don't know. But that's what part of the debate was.
Is that Aaliyah Janelle?
Honey, because that's a
Janelle?
real...
Yeah.
Aaliyah Janelle?
Honey, that's
Probably
real.
But she's a
I don't
dancer.
see how people going
Yeah.
so crazy over asses and they everywhere. It's like,
Honey,
oh my
if you
God,
can't...
see that bottle of water? It's amazing.
I
Her body
felt like it
doesn't
was
look
real.
crazy.
I
The
mean...
one girl, the dancer from the Tank video, in the black shorts and the boots.
Her booty is real. You could just tell
Is
by the way that
Aaliyah
motherfucker
Janelle's
jiggle.
booty?
Yeah.
Look at
No, one of the dancers. Somebody did a review of it,
Let
but
me see.
everybody's focus was like her butt.
Cause I mean,
'Cause
she
there's not
it
much
was
else going on.
yeah. I mean, they dancing, but
That is
yeah, her
Aaliyah
butt
Janelle.
keep
No,
jumping in
her.
your face.
That's Aaliyah Janelle.
No, it's not.
We might have to move the
This
camera real
girl
quick
is.
with her sitting right there. Tanisha.
I'm so sorry.
Tanisha.
Oh,
And we can
That's
shoot like.
Aaliyah
Oh, yeah,
Janelle.
yeah, yeah. That's
Home.
Aaliyah.
yeah.
My man Cody,
Hold
all
on, stop
right.
that over here. Let me see
His
a little
last day of
footage
school
right
is
quick.
today.
Hold on.
Yeah,
Hold
man.
on.
Our homie Cody, man, he won't be back. His last day, he graduates soon. His last day of school was today, so.
Code
Y'all
D.
will be happy though. He does have on a type shit shirt today.
Hey.
Actually,
yeah.
Cody does.
That's what's up.
Yeah, man. So
He,
shout
I
out
guess
to.
he's not here,
Who-
but I
who
was
we looking
saying
at?
earlier.
The girl in the front.
He must have forgot because he was like, "I'm gonna see you later."
Goddamn.
Nah, he hit me up today.
Did he?
He hit me
No,
up.
I'm saying I
seen him
seen him
today.
today.
As long as we
and
can
he-
see through.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I seen him today. He like,
We
I'm gonna
good.
see you later. He must have forgot.
He always fall out the shot, man.
Get on in here.
You got
Lee.
the-
We
you
trying
got
to
the
make
school
you
closer
a
to her?
sex symbol, Lee.
Hmm?
It's your chance. You gotta get in the shot. We trying to make you a sex symbol.
Oh
Baby.
my god.
Sir?
It's your
She called
chance,
you.
Lee.
She called you a gentleman, man.
Let's see.
You being a Lee's always like a gentleman when I
But
see him.
that's what that made me
Hey,
think. It
man.
was like a big
But
debate.
you know what,
like,
though?
her butt was real.
Some days be on that bullshit, man. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
I'll be
saying?
on that, but let's just run with it. It's like they keep telling me black men don't cheat. I'm like, wonderful. That's a beautiful thing.
I don't
Bro,
think no-
You know what?
You missed this or something.
You know what, man?
I did miss y'all.
So you tagged us in something about dating.
Yes.
That would be Miss.
Yes. Okay, because
This
I'm
is-
having
What
what?
makes it a relationship?
Yes.
Wait. Go ahead.
I'm so interested in you guys and what you have. Right, nigga, make sure a few times tonight you let the people see the good side
Oh,
of me
I do.
so they know.
I'll be
I know,
flipping.
baby. I'm just telling you to let them know I'm in prime. I'm in rare form tonight. That's right. Go ahead.
Okay, so
Rare.
it was this Derek Jackson
I'm rare.
video, and the question that was posted and that he was tagged in said, "How do you know when you've moved from talking to dating?" Right.
Okay.
So, a little background. My current situation.
Okay.
This particular person is a little upset with me because we had a conversation a couple months ago and he asked me a question and I told the truth. Basically, the question was like, have you talked to
anybody
other...
else?
Right. And I'm like, well, you know, I'm not a liar. So I'm gonna tell the truth.
Yeah.
This is what it is. So, he had an issue with that. But I don't feel like I was wrong because it was never clearly
It was never clarified
clarified.
that you guys were one item.
Yes. But his defense is that his actions were that of someone who was in a relationship.
He sounds like a female.
So my thing is, I'm like,
scared.
I don't feel...
Me?
Well, we can't do nothing
That
with
is
Rodney 'cause
how
she out of
females be
control.
I mean,
talking.
nah, I ain't saying
What?
I ain't say you was wrong. I say you
I said
scared.
he
She
sounds
out of
like a
control.
female.
Yeah,
That's
like, you know
a
what I'm saying?
female
I didn't say you was
mentality.
wrong.
We be thinking like, oh, we're in
Okay.
a relationship because I talk to you every single day and we text all day long and we're having sex
All day.
unprotected, so we go together.
No,
And
but we
dude be
don't.
like,
I had
what?
to tell my
But we
friend.
don't.
But we
Say,
don't.
yeah, we
It
together.
does not work like
How
that.
do you ask a grown person? We was talking about this also. How do you even ask a grown person to be in a relationship with you? Will you go with me? Do you write a letter?
You don't go out with me.
Yeah, like
I don't know if
it's gonna be
that,
awkward.
like, awkward of a situation. Like,
And
I
I
feel
was
like
gonna say
as
that.
adults, you should be able to have a conversation about where do we think this is going? Where do you see this going? What is it that you want? And be able to have a conversation about it, because it would be awkward if you just came out and asked
Bro,
somebody
what is that?
and then they were like, no, I don't see this going anywhere, or no, I don't want to. But then there's no reasoning behind why you don't want to be in a relationship. It's just a no. And then it's like, okay, so then what are we doing? What have we been doing?
Wasting our time together.
Period.
What?
Yeah.
That's
like
what we
everybody
do.
else.
Yeah, we wasted time until
I
we
don't
don't
feel
feel like
like I was
wasting it no
wrong.
more.
Oh,
I mean, but you know you weren't wrong. I think you guys just like doing this. I think we just like to come together and ask questions and see what people think. Because we know,
I think it takes a lot. It's
You know you wasn't wrong.
It's like you have to be in a vulnerable state to ask a person, like, so are we together or not? Because you don't want to. It's like sometimes you fear that answer because if they're like, "Bitch, I don't go with you,"
well,
you're gonna be like,
But see, this is the
Like-
thing. So like,
It's not that bad.
if it was
Trust
a direct conversation, it was always we'll see, or he never gave a direct answer
because he wasn't ready.
So,
So you
right.
asked him about this prior.
prior, yes.
Oh, and he. Oh, wait a minute. So you
Yes.
left that out.
No,
So
she didn't. We talked
We
about
had-
this
we
before.
had this
Y'all don't
conversation
remember.
prior.
We've talked about this before.
So now I'm just kind of
We
like,
talk about the same relationship issues all the time.
well, see, now it's like I'm in an awkward situation,
Okay.
and I feel like I'm doing it to myself because
Me too.
I am hesitant to
Say yeah.
move forward or talk to anybody else, worried about hurting his feelings. But then it's like I don't know that I really
You're a
care
girl.
that much anymore because I feel like he's the longer he acts like this, it just pushes me away, and so I'm just like, well,
Okay.
Like,
You in that bad
My
spot.
sister,
yeah,
who's
it's just a
loyal
bad spot.
viewer, says, I feel like to truly confirm this relationship is the two individuals sitting down and having that discussion about it being exclusive.
Period.
And
Yeah.
think
I
that's
agree.
very
Yeah.
true. Like you have to.
So actions don't
I think-
always speak louder than words.
Oh,
like
no.
do you have to hear the words or are actions enough?
But a conversation is just a conversation. How do you seal the deal?
I feel like you need
I mean,
It's in that-
you know,
Actions is important.
It is
Right.
important.
think-
Because I could be
important.
like, yeah, we go together, then I'll talk to you
Right.
for 4 days.
Right.
Right, so they're
Like,
not
I
saying don't leave
Right.
the actions out. Lee, take it, and then I'm going after you.
no, I was listening to you. I was gonna say, I think it's a mixture of a couple things that y'all kind of already touched on for real. I think that on a man level, I think you should grab something like that by the horns, like on a, like not you're not a man, but be like, hey, I'm interested in being exclusive. What's up? You know what I'm saying? I mean, like it's an entirely different situation now. You done eliminated any awkwardness, and we know that we going left or right. I think that, but I also think that if it's unspoken, I think at the point where you care enough about somebody else's feelings to not do you, I think that might be
Exactly.
considered dating. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
See,
I mean, like
Some people
if
got
I'm
a handicap though.
if I'm gonna sit there and be like, man, you know what, man, I ain't gonna talk to Shorty because I don't want to.
But
I don't want to
be
make.
a
You can
bad
do that.
person.
You can
Like
do
I don't want
that.
to be an asshole about it,
I
even
think
though
you
I know
can-
I'm right.
I think you can do that, but then don't get your feelings hurt if they talk to somebody else.
Exactly.
I mean,
Because
I'm,
that's what happens. Like one of us will be like, "Well, I'm not gonna talk to anybody else because I wouldn't want him to do it, or I'm gonna be exclusive." And then you find out he talks to somebody else, and it's like, "I thought we was together."
Right.
I didn't.
But you
I
didn't
ask
though. You didn't think
to
that.
not talk
You didn't
to
think
anybody.
that
But
without
then this also
clarification.
goes back to
You felt like that. You felt like you wanted to be with that person. You felt like this could be something.
Right.
But until y'all together clarified that
Yeah.
was just you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No
Gotta be
different
mutual.
than it's like if I do it, I do it because I want to do it, right?
Yeah.
So it's like if you not gonna talk to nobody else, you gotta say you doing it because that's what you want to do.
Right.
You
Yeah.
can't. And it
Can't
might
do it
hurt your
based
feelings.
off
Yeah,
of
it
it.
might hurt
Yeah.
your. Oh, you talking to? Okay, your feelings gonna be hurt. But here's the issue that people do. You can't punish them for that.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it was your
Mhm.
choice.
Because
at
it was
the
your
end of the
choice.
day.
You see
Yeah.
what I'm saying? It's just
Yeah.
more like keeping everything in proper perspective, and we don't have that anymore.
So it's like right now that is my choice. I don't want to be the asshole of a situation and just like and not talk about something or not have communication and then just go and do me. So I would rather I feel like be an adult about it and talk about it, and it's just kind of like I don't know how much longer I will make a choice that still includes me somewhat caring about his feelings. Like
Why don't you just holler at him? It's 2019, man.
man,
They don't do that in
she wants
2019.
somebody to be
They don't
assertive,
really talk
man.
about it.
And that's the
You
thing.
make
I
it
can
official.
ask I can ask a very direct question and it's not answered directly. Like the issue
Indecisive.
just kind of
Yeah.
skirted around. So that's what led me to be like, okay, well,
You might have to tell him you his girlfriend then. Some
So
people like that.
Yeah.
That sound crazy, right? She looked at me like,
That's
"Oh,
what
you
I
crazy."
do.
because
And
I
then-
wouldn't want somebody to walk
Really?
around and be like,
But that's
I
what-
text my
I said,
boyfriend.
we go
or
together.
I'm
I'm
his
just talking about what
girlfriend
you
or
got
saying
going
that
on.
he's
But you're
my
not,
boyfriend.
but you're
and
not
we
That's
saying.
nothing
That's
scary
my
about
thing.
that.
You're not telling. I said you
Not
need
at
to
all.
tell him you his girlfriend. I didn't say tell Ranika. I didn't say tell Lee. I said you need to tell him you his girlfriend and see
That's
how
him.
that.
crazy.
Hey,
It
Why is that
sound,
crazy?
I don't know. That sounds crazy to me. Like
It
that
sound
sounds
like-
like
No,
a
it
little
ain't.
stalkerish.
but it
No,
no,
that's
no,
what
no,
I
no,
mean.
no, no, no.
That's
I
how
said, we go together. We're together. I flew. And he was like, what? I said, yeah. Okay, so we together.
you know what, man? For real, like that seems like
maybe
that.
I need to decide if I actually want.
Want to be with him.
Is that
Yeah.
not a way? Because guess
It
what'll
is.
happen? He gonna tell you right then and there. Oh
like
no,
if
you're
you
not.
don't want to exactly
Right,
Flat out, he
right.
gonna tell you no. I mean, come
Yeah.
on, shorty. You know we is not. He gonna tell you.
Right.
Like,
You feel me? Like,
True.
like
He gon'
I think that low key fit your MO for real anyway. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think you would do it in a way that's like making a nigga be like, man, damn, yeah, you right. I'm your man. You know what I'm saying? What up? Like,
I mean, because
Do you respect him after that? It's like, damn, I'm
and that's
just
another
the
thing
man.
too. That's another
It's
thing
like,
too. That's another thing
You
too.
think so?
Yeah,
I
if
didn't
you
lose
respect him.
I didn't, period.
Yeah, if you
I didn't lose
respect him.
like,
if you respect him already,
because my thing was, oh, if I'm not your girlfriend, then I'm single.
Right.
Then don't get mad.
That's how I feel.
and then that's usually how. Now let me tell y'all this too, though, ladies.
I feel like
Jesus.
people single regardless, man.
Woo,
I-
because I'm gonna
It's
tell you,
married
it's a
single
catch-22 to that too. Some of y'all end up in relationships trying to give somebody that ultimatum because they don't want to lose you. You're gonna still be cheated on, sweetie.
Right, because
You-
they didn't want to. It wasn't.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
you
Let
putting
it-
me
let it
under. You
force their
putting me. Yeah,
hand.
you forcing your
Right.
hand on it. So you have to be careful with that.
Right.
When I'm saying tell him you
It's the
his
same thing I
girl,
just said.
I mean,
It's a lot of people in relationships that's single, dating
Yeah.
themselves.
well, yeah, certainly, and then also understanding that they never really truly had any example of what a healthy relationship
looks
is.
Like,
Like I said, they kind of just going after the status and the title. I don't want to be alone. I need somebody to call her at night. Might want to rub on some ass. Keisha, you know what? I'm tired of arguing. I know what I said. I didn't mean everything I said. I meant majority of it, but some of it I probably could have worded different. Can we
Damn,
talk
Keisha.
about it? You know what I'm saying?
Y'all know who Sugar Free is? He a
Splinter?
rapping pimp.
Okay.
He said love is nothing but two people feeling sorry for each other.
I disagree. Disagree.
It may not be in the way you think, but it's just like, aw. And then it's reciprocated as a aw. Whenever you hear aw, somebody about to get taken advantage of, by the way, too. Just so you know that out there.
I don't agree
Really?
with that.
Yeah, it's true.
that's something I would need to take to the lab and ponder on.
Yeah, I think everyone, we may even have to take that. Okay,
I don't know
so
how I feel about that yet.
okay,
Ask-
so
ask the
I
live.
feel like
this
just
week,
that.
Ask Alive, this week,
them
everybody do your own research
Live.
on,
Ask
and
Alive.
come back with your definition for love. Everybody come back with your definition. Think about it. Real talk. Think about it. Break down what he's saying. We want you to text us the statement you
It's
just
not what I'm
made.
saying. It's what Sugar
Well,
Free
Sugar
said.
Free said.
Yeah.
Sugar Free says love is just two people
Feeling
No
sorry.
feeling
for each
sorry for each other.
I highly disagree with that.
But you might be into love.
Yeah.
It's
it
like-
sounds like Sugar Free's not into love. So-
Well, and
He a
he's a
pimp.
he's a
pimp.
pimp. So
Right, he's a pimp. Where's the love?
Yeah,
The
like
love
that-
is the
that-
money.
that love
Fuck
shit.
that love, sweetie. Get on over there and do what you got to do and bring that money back.
Yeah.
Ain't no love in that.
This
You
is.
see what I'm saying?
You know what?
But,
Yeah. I'm listening.
So I feel like that's the difference,
The
right?
direction it's coming from.
Yeah, I mean,
Like-
why would I think that?
like-
Why would I feel like that and I don't deal and dwell in that?
right. That's
Yeah.
You
why
know
I
what I'm
said
saying?
that's
It's
not
like
my truth.
it's like the people. It's like there's a group of people who feel sorry for crackheads. There's another group of people who feel like they're the scum of the earth and will remind you they're not human and treat them as such. Now, those are two different types of thought. Those two different thought processes. There's somebody who gonna see a motherfucker dope sick and go and reach out and give them their money. Some motherfucker going before you even get close to the car. No, don't even come over here asking for no change. You're not getting it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like being in that moment because a motherfucker in love may not agree with that.
You know what, man?
Okay. Oh,
Go ahead. You got it.
No.
Huh?
No, because I feel like you already said cut off.
Go ahead.
You go ahead.
Nah.
He does always get
I just did it again.
I think
And I just did it.
I don't think there really is an answer to a question like this because I think it really draws on what you just said. You know, I think it really depends on more the paradigm of the person that's looking at the situation. You know, I mean, like example, there's this book, right? There's this book, Seven Habits of Highly Effective People.
Yes.
But it was a story in there that was talking about this guy who was a captain of a Navy ship, battleship. He was in the boat going, and it was foggy as hell. He saw some lights in the distance. He like, yo, send a message to them, let them know to move. And yeah, I think I probably spoke on this already. Like, you know what I'm saying? But in all be all, he telling them to move, and they a lighthouse, and he like, oh shit, now I need to turn.
Yeah, we all put a different spin on it, even depending on where, like, just depending on where we at right now. Depending on how you living in life, depending on how you looking at life. If it's been a long time since you had a decent little piece of love, or felt that feeling, or felt cared for, or protected, or felt appreciated, or felt, you might be looking at this shit like, where? It's far and wide. It'll never happen
It's
again.
all
That
about
shit is from
perspective.
2006.
Yeah.
You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Like,
It's perspective.
yeah, perspective, perspective.
Where you sit on it. A perspective is
Yeah.
this looks like this from this angle, but from this angle it looks different. Your perspective is different. Or from underneath the table, it's where you looking from. Your vantage point. Your
Yeah.
perspective is different.
Yeah.
I think my take on that, I've just been thinking about it.
Okay.
I feel like when you're feeling sorry for someone, I feel like that's love without a respect. Like there's,
I'm gonna be with you, but I'm gonna cheat on you definitely.
well, not even just that. Like there's something there. It's like that you, if you don't respect that person, and if you're not faithful, and you know all of those other things that come with a loving quote unquote relationship, then what is it that's keeping you there and tied to that person? There's something that you feel responsible for, or that you are
Obligated.
not even obligated, or that there's something that you may feel like you have, I don't know, not pity, but just there's something that's keeping you tied to that person.
I think pity might be the right word.
Yeah.
I think that might be the exact right word.
Sometimes
Yeah,
it's
love.
pity though, but
And
see,
it's just
sometimes
like
it's a self thing. It because I used to have, okay, so what we talking, 2004 or 5? My grandmother gave me a journal. I had way too many things going on in my real life to write it on paper and leave it for someone to get it in their hands. So what I did is I wrote a book about relationships in that particular book. And there's this thing about to hoe or not to hoe. There's this thing about how we give a pass based off of the bullshit we did. So it's kind of like when you are already guilty and a motherfucker like, is there anything in the car I should know about? There's a professional who's going to say no and got 6 ounces in this motherfucker. No, sir, no, it isn't. And there's another motherfucker going to start stumbling, fumbling. I don't think so. You don't think so? Step out the car. No, why, sir? I was just saying, get the fuck out the car. Because you didn't do that right. You see what I'm saying? So it's kind of like you trying to get him a pass because you some bullshit. So here it is. I cheated on you the first year.
Some bullshit.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so now we talking about the difference between pity and guilt.
Yeah.
Because you really don't want to be there no more. But they
But you're
keep talking to
guilted
you
into
about working it out. Now this motherfucker in the back of their mind probably hope you break up with him. A lot of it is we don't want to be honest with each other. It's hard to be honest. No one wants to be the bad guy. So you say you don't want to be the asshole.
And that
I've
keeps
always been the
relationships
asshole.
moving.
Yeah, I'm the break-upper. Because, I don't even fuck, that's not a word. I'm the break-upper. You motherfucker just sitting in a relationship being miserable together? That makes no sense to me. The shit where I can look across the table and see something wrong with you, but I keep acting like I don't? Keep looking past you? Why not look at this motherfucker and
You
figure out
sound like
what's wrong
somebody's
with
grandma
him?
right now.
Yeah.
I mean, but
Looking past you?
is that
You a straight grandma right there.
is that not
That's
what
the
the
truth,
hell be
though.
going on though? You know something wrong with them. You know they unhappy. You unhappy with them, but
Y'all both
we
unhappy.
but we
Yeah.
gonna
But
sit here
y'all-
talking
we
about
gon-
you.
Right.
What's some of the reasons that people stick together even though they know they should split up?
Children,
Time.
I think kids is a big one.
Insurance.
Shut up, Blaze.
finances,
true.
financial finances.
Finances.
Yeah.
Some people can't afford
You got a
to live
dentist
on their
appointment
own.
in 3 months, but you want to
I
go
know.
now? As soon as I get this tooth
I need this
pulled,
tooth pulled. Hold on.
man.
Hey, it's crazy because people will say
Resources.
that if this motherfucker got one more time, I swear to God, if he act up after this check hit, it's over. Like,
Right.
You ever had the instance where like every time you about to break up or bring up something with
Some
somebody,
shit
they do
happens.
something that soften you up?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And you be like, it's like they feel it.
Yeah, it's
they
like,
feel
what the
it.
fuck,
Saluting.
bro?
Yeah. I'm
Saluting.
like,
absolutely, right? But that's ain't that us the transferring the energy?
I hate that.
Can't you tell when you walk in the house if she ain't on it today?
Man, look, for real, you kind of you gotta be preemptive about that shit, man. You know, you ain't about to come home till about 4 in the morning. You gotta come home with some ice cream or something, like, you know what I'm saying? like, or like,
maybe you the flying was out tonight. It was out the back door.
Yeah, man, come in that bitch with a banana split, man. She be all right, man. Be like, you know what I'm saying?
Listen, what they
baby oil, rub her back real quick. All right, I
just
ain't
throw
want
it in the bag, Lee.
Type shit,
Just
man.
throw it in the bag.
Type shit,
You
man.
just in the morning, the limits ain't gonna be here. They gonna take you on a shopping spree, bitch. Like,
ain't even had time to get mad yet.
Not yet.
None.
Don't let her get mad, cause it's over for you. It's over for you.
But I ain't gonna perp, man. I have cranked that one time with some breakfast, though. I make bomb breakfast. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I did it up, though. I actually just made a trip to the store and got some mimosas and shit, too, beforehand. Like, yeah, like,
you already knew you was
You
on
already
some
knew you
bullshit.
had fucked up. Like,
Yeah.
Come on, man. You gotta be preemptive about that shit. I ain't gonna perp. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
run by the store real quick.
Proactive.
yeah, man.
Proactive,
Yeah.
flat out. Lee, you're beautiful. That was a beautiful way to put that.
Yeah.
Do not be reactive. People be proactive. If you know for a fact you fucked up and you know she's mad, don't bring your dumb ass in the house and mad. How you doing? You good? How the kids do? What the fuck? Man, where's the gifts? You know she ready to throw you out. Come in that motherfucker. You know what? I ain't even gonna hold you, sweetie. I passed out at my mama's house after shopping for you all night. But look what I got you. Lay that shit on the table, confuse her
Like a
or something.
motherfucker.
Tell her something that makes sense. Motherfucker want to show up empty-handed. Tell me how you doing. Better after we break up.
Type
I'm
shit.
done with you. Like,
Type shit.
come on, man.
That's
Proactive.
funny. Be proactive.
Proactive.
So miserable. But then when you be in that space, you try to remind yourself of all the good times too. Like, well, there was that one time
That one time.
that we went on that trip and it was fun. I guess.
Yeah.
And then there was that. I mean, then this and that. Oh, what the fuck am I gonna do? How am I gonna? So say there's kids involved. Well, shit. How are we gonna do this?
Right.
Who's the baby gonna stay with? Damn, I don't want to not be in my child's life. My child gotta
Yeah.
be with me all the time.
Yeah.
She or he, they not
Yeah.
gonna.
That make
Yeah.
it kind of hard.
No, that's major. That's
You got
real
kids.
hard. Real hard.
It's harder than being like, man, I paid half on this couch. What we gonna do about it? We about to have.
But when you're
And-
done, you're done.
Motherfucker
Yeah.
People
chainsaw
say you
real
fucking
quick.
out.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say,
Sectional.
even with kids, it's like when you're done, you are done. You like, fuck it, I'll just figure it out. Like, I will find
I'm raising
a way.
kids
Like,
myself.
right. I was like, shit, we'll get a mentor or something.
talking
I'll
about we
get
gonna
a
get the
second
kids
job.
away?
Like, I got to go. Like, it was, when you're done, you're done. I don't, like really done, you just be like, fuck it. Like, I was just sitting there adding shit up. I was like, okay, now how many hours do I have to work? And I had just started nursing. And I was in that place where I'm like scared, like, how am I gonna support my child, this, that, and the third. I got that first check, I was like, fuck, Elijah, we gonna be all right. We gonna make this shit work.
We gonna be alright.
We gonna be all right.
That's super facts.
Yeah, man. Speaking of being all right, man, it seems like people selling us nostalgia these days, man. They always been dropping like old J's, but you see people wearing like starter jackets and shit now.
Yeah, certainly.
Oh yeah.
What y'all think about the selling of nostalgia, man?
I like
Why do you
it.
think now?
I like it.
I like
It's time for it to come
Because
back
it's
around.
miserable right now.
I think that's part of it.
Well, that everything comes back around, but I
Yeah.
think what it doesn't always catch on as big, like, and I think part of it is like there's a memory that you can piece with these things going on, and it takes you to like just a different place. Like, I remember like wearing a starter jacket to school, like standing on the front porch with my little block colors,
Yeah.
getting ready, waiting for the school bus. Like, so there's pieces of it where it's like people are connected to it, but I think part of it depends on how it catches on, is what the vibe is like around people looking for that happier moment.
Yeah.
It makes you feel
Remember
good.
that time. Or
It makes
that
me
feeling.
remember pullover starter jacket, Charlotte Hornets.
Everybody.
Well,
had that
everybody
fucking
had
jacket.
that.
Who was selling that coat?
Everybody.
Like,
I think it was
everybody had the green, the teal, and
You had to have it, yeah.
Value City. Value City, man.
If Value City
Dang.
had
Had
it,
to be at
everybody
Burlington.
definitely had it.
Everybody
Flat
had
out.
it, man.
Had to be a
Yeah, Burlington.
Dang.
It had to be. When
It was, I don't
TJ
think it
Maxx
wasn't no
was-
Burlington back then.
Nah,
Yes, it
but you
was.
know,
Yes, it was.
Nah, it wasn't no Burlington when the starter jacket was
Burlington
out.
been
Coat
around. I ain't gonna lie.
factory.
Yeah, they been
That was when
around.
they was just strictly selling bubble coats.
They
You
was
had
just
to go
selling
get a
coats.
first down.
They had-
Like, that was it. You went in to get a coat.
Yeah, that's what they originally were.
But it was heavy coats. They ain't had
Yeah.
no starter pullovers,
Yeah, they did.
man.
They had little windbreakers and shit.
I don't remember that, man.
Windbreakers.
Shit.
Sweatpants
What's your
with,
favorite?
tight ankles.
Y'all silly,
Type
man.
shit, right? You know what I'm saying? I was crunched up.
Oh, you know what I hated that my mama used to buy me?
What?
The fucking the leggings with the stirrups.
With the stirrups on the
Oh,
bottom.
I
With
used
a
to
stirrup.
What? Them
Yeah,
stick your little swoop
but-
under
Oh,
there?
yeah.
I used
Yeah.
to be so pissed.
Lillian's
hated
days
that.
was numbered with a lot of that stuff, man.
Wow.
Blue jean jumpsuits. I had a
Yes.
whole bunch of outfits there, and then I was one. I had a parent where I wasn't allowed to get dirty.
Yeah.
Man, I used to take my clothes and hide them behind the water heater in the closet.
What that outfit?
Shit. That's what I'm not wearing this. That shit when I take her. Not realizing that shit was a fire hazard.
Man, what?
Set the whole
Set the whole
house
on fire.
I didn't give a fuck.
Like,
I'd have
I'm
been
not
done with you,
wearing
right?
I feel like the worst moment I ever had, it was in the 3rd grade, and I had on a turtleneck, but it was one of the things that snapped in the crotch, and I
Oh
had
yeah.
You had a turtleneck that snapped between the
Yes.
crotch?
That's called a bodysuit.
A bodysuit.
Them
A bodysuit
leggings
with a
ain't
neck
body
on
like-
it?
them
Nah,
is style
nah,
now.
that's a
9
onesie.
years old.
Yeah.
Finish.
That's a onesie.
Can you scoot that camera over a little bit to
9 years old
the
trying to use the bathroom.
right.
It's not like you go out and ask the teacher for
Yeah.
help.
That's a
You were
onesie.
struggling,
Right.
like it was a onesie.
Oh, you ain't
That
know
was a
pop the
onesie.
muff off?
That was the onesie that
That
Frankie was
I want them
wearing.
right now.
type shit?
What? Show up right to your house. What you think it's a game? Watch me pop this muff off. Whoops. Whole suit just snatched the off.
Yeah, them.
Don't worry about it,
Those were the
sweetie.
worst.
Oh, you think
Those
it's
were
an
the
obstacle? Watch this. Snap out.
Columbia boots. What about Columbia boots? Who had Columbia boots?
For sure.
I
No,
Oh, I
actually,
did. I
that's
had
a lie.
purple pair.
My mother didn't want to spend much money on the shoes.
I-
That's what led to some of my drug dealing days. I'm just want to confess to you that I should have done better in life.
My mom worked at Nordstrom's when we lived in Seattle.
I love
So like
You
I
was
had
good then.
all of like
what the whole run.
girl
Yeah.
clothes. Like I used to have little patent leather, little pleather boots, like rain boots, like
Okay.
Galoshes?
Okay.
red,
All
Yeah,
right.
on
galoshes,
the
nigga.
side.
Okay.
I was
Oh,
No, that shit was not in style with the kids.
Oh no,
That
I'm
was
not.
only like high end fashion for like
Yeah.
Yeah, with that money, yeah.
Kids with money.
So she still get capped on, is what she's trying to tell you.
Like what?
Flat out, what is that?
Yeah.
You know how you don't know for what the
Purple
fuck she in here wearing, bro? She tripping, bro. Like, yeah, you gotta learn how to cap.
You gonna get towed up
Yeah.
regardless, especially in public school. They gonna either cap on you because they can't afford what you got, so they gonna try to make you feel bad about it.
Didn't even know.
They don't
Like,
even
you
know.
walk
It's just
around-
time to cap on
They
you.
like, what is that?
I didn't know until I got older.
That's what I'm
like,
saying.
Oh, damn, can we go to Nordstrom's now?
Right.
Yes, flat out.
But,
And I can return the shit 5 years from now. Fine.
Right.
Nah, they got the best. I used to work for them. They got the best return exchange
Oh
policy.
yeah.
Like I honestly, where I told y'all the climate right now, I either want a restaurant or a clothing store, just so I can have the best customer service in the city. Fuck where it's at. I guarantee you I would, because people don't care no more. They don't give a damn about making sure Lee is taken care of. They don't even speak to you when you walk through the door.
No.
I could take half the
Man,
fucking customers
what?
in the
Where
city
did I
just
go?
by having a motherfucker stand up front like that at Walmart.
Where did I go? I just
Walmart
went somewhere
greeter.
and I'm like, they
Flat
are.
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
Yeah.
And nobody want to be
Right.
in that
Because it
job,
can
man.
disable your mood. Like it could take, you could be mad in a motherfucker, not it just tunnel vision, just come smacking through the door, and a young lady, hello sir, how are you? Welcome to Walmart. You
Like,
like,
all right, hi.
and it just that little bit of layer just
All right.
kind of knocks you off. Like, hi, like what the fuck? But then you
Hi.
like, shit, the lady at Walmart ain't there. Shit, knew I should have been fucking with Keisha again.
Right.
She got me upset. They got me upset, Keisha.
You know what cracks me up is like people that talk about like designers that have been around for like, I don't know, 100 years.
Uh-huh.
Like,
But it's just hot to them.
right,
Well,
it's
now-
just
money.
hot now.
Yeah,
Like,
it's new money, sweetie. It didn't count if you couldn't afford it, never purchased it.
Hell no.
That
Came
don't
in with
count.
the goulash, man.
We all kind of look like,
What is
wait a
that?
minute.
Hibachi?
No.
Right.
It's called, I don't even know what the fuck it's called.
You
Y'all want
don't.
the story behind this?
Sure.
Shit. So I went to Drunken Bento earlier.
Okay.
And I got some sushi rolls. And then I was like, I want some tofu fried rice. So she's like, you want the bun pea dye something? I'm like, what is that?
Damn.
She's like, it's like vegetable fried rice with tofu. I was like, yeah, I want that.
The bun pea
I
die.
got that shit. I was like, what the fuck is this? It had a fried egg with the yolk not broke on top.
Oh.
All the vegetables were like in a corner.
Oh.
So it was like mushrooms, zucchini, bean sprouts, seaweed. I'm like, huh?
Seaweed.
what's
So
that,
I tried to
the
take it
box
back.
or whatever. The
What is it? Bun bin pada pada.
Yeah.
I don't know. I tried to take it back. She's like, no, we can't exchange it. I'm like, you
Sorry.
can exchange it for something? She's like, no, but you can take it home. Bitch, do you think
What? Tore your
But you
ass
can
up?
take it
Ain't
home.
that how, ain't that how they do you?
I was,
Man.
but so I was
What the?
like, you know,
What he
take
just
it
tell
home.
him? It's above me now.
Right. It's
Sorry,
above
What?
sweetie, that's above me now.
I was
What?
pissed.
Over.
You can take
I would
it. I'm
have
like,
been super
well,
salty.
fuck it. So I just
Do
took
you
it.
hear me?
I
I'd have
made
been
up
super
the egg
sick.
in a different
Wait, what you just say?
container because it was like right
Come again?
What? Like,
Yeah.
I knock all this shit off this counter.
Man, what? So I took it home,
Because I was trying to get smart.
fried the
Yeah,
egg
fried it
hard,
yourself.
cut it up, put that shit in the skillet, put soy sauce on there. Now it's pretty good.
I bet it is.
You had to cook it yourself.
Motherfucker
Right,
done turned into
right.
fried wonton. What's the
Right.
right? No soup.
It's
I said,
hella
I'm a
of it, too.
chef, Neo. Y'all want some?
What
Now, you
restaurant
know
is
good
this
and
again?
well after that story, we're good, sweetie. We really just here as a supporting cast.
You'll build a meal.
Yeah, we're here. We're here for you, sweetie. We're here with you.
Build a meal.
Build a meal.
Just came
That's
up. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. Y'all know what I used to say?
Tastes good.
One of my terminologies when I would Tuckers, I always talk their relationship shit.
No more.
Said these motherfuckers just wanna build a bitch like you build a bear, and it don't work like that.
Oh my God! Can we talk about Build a Bitch for a second?
Go ahead. What you got?
Facts.
I'm gonna ask the men.
I'm about to ask Lee, how would you build your bitch? Actually,
Right.
what would she have? Would she have
How would
common
you build
sense?
How
Would
you
she
build your-
have? Oh, okay. Let's just go around the room real quick.
That's what it's
Common
about.
sense or book smart, and your mate.
Like, okay. Like, you got questions
Yeah.
ready off
Yeah.
the... Yeah, common sense.
Common sense. What about you, Rodnika? Common sense or book smart? And your mate. Now this is somebody you gotta be with now.
Common sense
Uh-huh. Or book smart.
Common sense because I can teach him book smart shit.
Okay. All right.
To help
Teacher.
guide him.
Book smart.
Nah,
Book
you a
smart.
teacher,
You
You
can
sure.
can have a
I can
conversation.
show them.
For
You
sure.
a teacher.
Yeah.
For sure.
What'd you say?
Fuck it.
I said book smart.
What
You'd
about
have-
common sense?
I don't want to
Like,
sound.
nigga, you didn't know that the fucking egg
No, like we wouldn't need to be able to have
Some
a
people don't
conversation. Like I feel like the reverse of what you're saying. Like I feel like I could teach that
Because
type
common
of shit.
sense is kind of cultural.
Some
It is
book smarts
cultural,
is
so that's-
common sense.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. So common sense is cultural because not all common sense is common in all settings. So
Right.
Be like,
but
motherfucker,
book
why
smarts,
why
like,
would...
if
Why
we
would...
can't sit and talk and have a conversation on the same level, then I'm not gonna remain interested.
Oh, see,
Period.
is that what book smarts is? Because I'm attracted to
Intellect.
anyway. So maybe
I think you might be more like book smarts, like an intellectual, like someone you could
Yeah.
actually sit and talk to.
I've changed.
And it doesn't necessarily mean that person is like they have multiple degrees or no, you just have a certain level of intelligence and the aptitude to be able
the ability
to
to
learn
comprehend
and comprehend.
What
Okay.
about you? You ain't answer.
Okay.
No.
Bryce ain't answer.
I thought about it. See, I said the same. I said book smart too because common sense. They might walk past. I might be in the living room. Motherfucker might walk past. Your bitch ain't got no common sense. She left the ice cream on the stove,
Right.
dog. That's okay. I'm gonna buy some more. Your bitch ain't got no
Right.
sense anyways. Your bitch ain't got. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
My bitch left the ice cream on the refrigerator. Your bitch didn't pay the mortgage. Which one of ours is?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I'm kind of.
I could work
So,
with ice cream
okay.
left out on the counter.
All right,
I couldn't
all right.
work with
I say common
Oh,
sense,
oh.
man. Because sometimes people who book smart, they conversation be shitty because they always trying to outdo you. So
Or
it's like you just got
analytical. That's why I kind of said common sense, but
yeah, common sense is.
So all right.
I
We,
need
all right.
both.
So we
I need
understand
that.
book smart. So
Okay.
so what exactly quantifies the baseline of common sense? We talking about a motherfucker who gon' we talking about a motherfucker who don't.
That's why I said it's
most
cultural.
Yeah, what most would do.
What
I mean,
most
yeah.
would-
So
what
we
most
just
would
talking
do.
about yeah.
Or most would
'Cause-
consider common
Common
knowledge. Like the eggs don't get left out on the counter; they go in the refrigerator. Like that, everyone knows that that's where you store your eggs. Like so, common sense to me is something that you're the one person out of 10 that chose to do it this way, and the general consensus is it's done this way. Like
That's why I said it's cultural because we
Yeah.
learn based off of our life experiences. So
right.
culturally,
It could be
most
different.
black people
Yeah, it can
put-
be different. Most people like hot sauce or
hot
something
sauce
dumb or some shit
or
like
some
that.
shit
Or
like
I
you know
don't
what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
and then it's
It
like
may not even be a
if you
good
go
fucking
somewhere
example.
else where
Y'all
there's a
motherfuckers
different
put
culture-
sugar on spaghetti.
So what? Okay, do you think
Well,
common
yes.
sense and common
Really?
knowledge are
Depending
two
on,
different
because
things?
I'll do a spice and a sugar.
So
Depending on what
I think
spaghetti
it's not
sauce
that
I get.
I think
I
common
can't-
sense is more of an action, and common knowledge is what you know. Like, so
Yeah.
maybe it's
Common
common
sense
knowledge
is like
that
the
I couldn't.
actions.
If we're talking like common knowledge, like I can't look at someone and not. I don't want to sound like an asshole.
No, please
Like
do.
if I
If they
think you're
shoes
stupid,
is
like I don't
busted.
know that I could tolerate that. Like I
That's
can't.
not common sense.
You
That's
busted.
not common sense at all.
You stupid and your shoes busted.
Shut up.
Get the fuck out my face.
You should have
Man.
read a book so you can get some
Like-
money to buy some new shoes.
Right.
man, like
That's common sense.
yeah, if you
Common sense is not
Yeah,
to have
in your
creases in
books.
your shoes.
Well, hold up though. Why on
Yeah.
Saturday before Jay had said he had on red bottoms, I had already noticed his shoes.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Who had
I forgot that he had them on
So
though.
confused.
But I
When we
already
was talking
saw
about
him.
that.
So Saturday.
My man Lee was about to speak again.
Oh,
no, I wasn't. I was
yes,
listening.
Lee, you're so
I'm sorry.
humble. You
Extreme
always say
disrespect.
no.
He get to get his
I
rocks
already
off
forgot.
before the show
Because I
starts.
was actually.
I already
something
forgot.
For Lee.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
I already forgot. I was in tune with the red bottoms.
Okay, before you give it to me, so their definition right here says good sense and sound judgment in practical matters. So like we said, just something very simple, should be easy for everyone at the table to get, and that one person, like she said, is just like, I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get it. Or
Okay.
they choose an action that wouldn't necessarily fit the situation.
It's an action that would not.
Right.
And
Kinda like-
I don't know. Let's say
okay,
there's a
okay.
crime
So
and you walk in, and most
supposed to
people
use
who
an
see a
example.
loved one down on the ground, they're going to approach that loved one, touch that loved one in some way, shape, or form. If you have no blood transfer on you, when you call 911, you didn't attempt CPR, you didn't check a pulse, you didn't get anywhere near that body. You just said, "Oh, they're dead." Like, so
all right.
what most would do in a situation.
We
All
check
right.
to make
You
sure.
know what? I think I feel like the question is kind of. I think it's kind of flawed because if you're book smart, then I feel like that encompasses
Common sense.
common sense.
Yeah.
That's
some
not true.
Books,
Some people don't.
books
Yeah.
block out your common sense.
Yeah, some people just don't have
Just to
both.
teach you some
I
shit.
just said that
You know what?
because
You dead ass.
dead ass though.
You dead ass. You know what?
That's why you read
Or
this
it
book,
could
so
be
you
the
don't
book
have
that
common
you're
sense
reading.
enough to
Science
quit
is
this
very
and
black
start
and
your
white.
own
It's
business.
not. There's not a lot of gray area.
Okay.
So
So
So I said, what type of book?
okay. All right. Now, this comment is probably gonna rub some people the wrong way, but I'm about
Stab
to
'em
spit
good.
it. So we conceptually, you might be book smart. You know what I'm saying? You know, you might believe every story in the Bible, but are looking past the inconsistency with a story like Noah's Ark. You know what I'm saying? But it's common. You know good and damn well,
Right.
and like you know what I'm saying, or you know other parts like you know like well, like if he flooded the earth, then how you drown the fish?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like how you do that? Like you know, and then it has actual measurements in the book. You know what I'm saying about the distance of the boat, how high the water was, but yet and still somehow. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are inconsistencies, and I can see how, all right, that's common sense shit if you look at it.
It wasn't a literal boat, it was a mental. We ain't gonna get in this conversation.
Man, ain't no way you gonna
But-
be digging up Triceratops bones, and what you ain't showed me we ain't even seen a slave ship. So I'm definitely not believing in Noah. They ain't. Where's the evidence?
Oh, they're
Where's
not.
The
The slave ship won't surface though, sweetie. That's kind of like,
That's
Why wouldn't?
they don't have a slave
well,
ship?
because you don't want. It's
They would
kind
have
of
it
like
somewhere in
it's
a-
like the
in a
ounce
museum.
of dope that was found but was never written on the report. Motherfucker, where's my dope at? You got
It
everything
was
else
there.
on here. It was there, but they didn't. But
You
yo,
ain't gonna say
You know what happened.
why you ain't put my dope on this report?
no, but you might, you may not. I've asked why there was some things missing off the report before y'all was in my car taking shit out. Why is this not on here? Or why is that not on there? You know what I'm saying? But
Well,
I
my subwoofer missing.
Somebody had your Beats by Dre in the cop car, eating free donut.
No, it was more so like I'm a law-abiding citizen now, just so we clear. But it was hypothetically, it was some drugs and a scale. It was a lot of stuff that he listed on there, but in particular, there was like a scale missing and some weed missing off of the report, and it's like. But I got away. I don't want to say I got away. Excuse me. a lot of that was dismissed or thrown out due to negligence on their part. So we're okay with that, but I think that's kind of the because you motherfuckers was missing too much shit. You're not writing everything on there. You're keeping shit. So in that realm, you might go, where was everything? Where was Noah's Ark? Where was the slave ship? Where was
is the slave ship? I want to see.
We
the
lit it
slave
on fire.
Ship piece.
We lit it on fire. Why would we tell you? Why would we show you?
Type shit. Like and like I think
That's some
those
motherfuckers
spaces
would keep pieces and frame them in their crib next to a Confederate flag.
Oh God, they
That's the thing,
repainted it.
Having to acknowledge that
It's a cruise
there
ship
was
now.
Oh, God.
wrongdoing, like and really taking ownership of it. Like it's so glossed over
Type shit.
all the time.
What
It's always
the
like,
fuck?
we'll get
You know how
over it.
dirty
It was
the
this
game
many
is.
years ago. Like,
Repainted the slave ship.
but they'll build whole museums for
Carnival.
Holocaust artifacts and things. So you know they
Right.
exist, but sort of
Yeah.
glorifying that or putting it in a museum or
Yeah.
making it accessible so that people know that it existed and giving the history of it is part and one having to take ownership of.
I
Yeah,
was
we
about
did
to
fuck
say-
up. Like
Can I hug you? Because I was just about to say they
What?
had to admit it.
they'd have to admit it.
Did you know? I read an article this week, and the person who got me on the article is Lincoln Ware. Shout out to Lincoln Ware from the Buzz.
word.
When slavery was over, slave masters received reparations.
Yes.
They were receiving $300 to $500 per slave that was
For
freed
loss of
for lost wages, pretty
lost
much.
wages.
How much of a slap in the face is that? It's
It is.
crazy,
I read
ain't
that
it?
article.
It is so.
It make you just want to start picking shit up and just like, I feel about that the same way I feel when I seen Malcolm X. I was just like, you just come out the movie with a holder, you be like, man, hold up, bruh. Hold up.
Well,
Or when you see like Roots or something, you be like, man.
Ooh, I can't watch it like that. Like have everybody.
'Cause it get you- yeah, when did they- when they
I'm not
seen us-
actually ready to watch.
I can't.
See,
I
I mean, I don't get.
I can't get into that. It causes this.
I can watch it. It does. It does make you
It's-
angry, but I'm non-emotional to a lot of this shit at this point. And that's not a pro or a con. I'm not disconnected as in I don't understand what they experience because I've had similar scenarios, not to that extent. The harassment, the wrongfully imprisoned or falsely accused, all the bullshit. The list goes on with them. When I watch shit like that, yeah, you do get angry. You do tend to feel some of those feelings, but mainly because you feel like you can't do nothing.
Yeah.
And you like, who can I go
Wanna
fuck
do
up?
something.
Like,
Right.
you
Yeah.
want to
Yeah.
do something.
Angry. It just,
Yeah.
It creates emotions that it's like.
Well, and I think that that's the thing that we have to keep in mind and kind of look towards when we are in this climate. If we do a history check and we go, every time they put us in this particular climate, what either happens before or after. And figure out what it is, what emotions are they trying to trigger in us
Exactly.
that gets us to behave in such a way or get you to ignore, get you to be, because like right now, the climate of Cincinnati, the violence, the climate is putting motherfuckers on edge.
I read something that said black people, don't fall into the trap with elections coming up.
Who was it I seen that to?
Yeah, they're gonna be in all the black churches.
Elections are
Yeah.
coming up.
Talking
so
about
don't-
everybody pushing reparations right now too. And they
I'm with that.
Hot button
Yeah, but
topic.
where is
but
the,
where is it?
but where
Are they
is
just
it?
trying to get you to vote
Of
a
course.
certain way, or is it really gonna
Right.
be? What would even be fair reparations right now?
And
You know what? I did
it
see an article about that,
how
though.
would it be
I definitely
Big
would take
numbers.
that land.
Wait a minute.
like it if you look
Big
at in
numbers.
most situations you have generational poverty, right?
Right.
Mhm.
So if you think, okay, first you decide on an amount, right? We're going to give each individual this amount of money. Is it really going to be life changing, or is it that you're going to put money in the hands of some people, or we'll just say half, that either don't invest it or don't use it right? Like if you can't manage $1, like, or $100, why would I give you 1,000 or 10? Because you didn't learn how to manage 100.
But if I owe you $1,000, it don't matter what you
It
do with
don't.
that $1,000.
It does matter.
It's your money,
because
really.
if you take it and you take $1,000, right? What is the likelihood that you will have a large number of people come together and let's say, you know what, let's buy that corner store, or let's do this in our neighborhood? So the reparations. But think about it. If
I
you're,
think at
you're
this point
upset
right
that-
now, that would happen. I think people be putting
that's
their
what would
money
have
together.
to happen, because if you look at lost wages, I've lost wages. I'm suing you for lost wages. I'm getting reparations for this amount of money that I'm missing out. And I take this and I allocate and I pay this bill or that bill or whatever to get me into a better situation. If you took and had so many groups of 10 or 20 people, and let's say we're going to receive this money and this is the property we're going to come together and buy, or this is the store that we're going to come together and buy, or this is the restaurant that we're going to come together and buy, or we're going to put this many people through school for this particular field of study, or this many people through school for this field of study. And it doesn't have to be a 4-year degree, but a trade. That's where a lot of black people started losing their stability, is when they took trades out of public schools. You couldn't come out of high school and go into a job and be an electrician or be a plumber.
What you just said,
and then be able to buy a house. But that's the thing.
Took it out.
They took it out.
They
of the
took it out.
They took it out of the public schools. It was done purposefully because it was also a part of how they zoned housing and where black people could and could not live.
Right.
So those were done simultaneously. It was done purposefully. But to be able to give that back to us to where you are then setting up the next generation. Like, that's what you would have to do with that money in order for it to be purposeful and well used. Yes, you may go and get something that you've never had or that you've wanted to get, and you'll put money into the economy, but essentially that's money into their pocket. Like, how do you receive that
and
money
that's a smart
and
hand.
hold it and keep it in the community?
That's keeping them
Build up the
separate though
community.
too. That's what you want to do with the money. That still has nothing to do with the fact that they owe you the money.
Right.
True.
And that's what that's just being realistic. What y'all do, we hope that everyone in this room is going to do everything in their power to help put their children and their family in better positions.
Right.
But ultimately, we know somebody might get their money wherever they are in America and fuck it up.
Somebody gonna buy all J.
You know what I'm
Somebody
saying?
really gonna buy the
Somebody-
Newport truck like Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, like that's
By the what?
You remember when Dave Chappelle said if they got reparations and Ashley Larry, he
Better
had a whole
Newport
Newport truck filled with Newport.
just sliding.
Newport.
But see,
Just
if I buy
nigga
a
shit.
Newport truck, I'm selling
Yeah.
them.
But
I'm
like,
riding around selling them like a motherfucker.
what
They
would be
like-
fair to you? What would be fair in 2019 if you were to get reparations? I heard conversations of we would be tax free for 5 years. That don't add up to me.
No. I would want
add up to me
student
either.
debt.
No,
or
because I'm
student
barely
loan
paying them
debt.
taxes now. Okay.
Nothing is gonna add up, man. They not trying to come up
I-
off them 40
I'd want-
acres though.
I'd want
That would be the
student
limit.
debt.
Man, they say new calculation for reparations put slavery reparations at 14 trillion.
That's it.
They not coming out with that money.
That work generated all of the wealthy families that we got now.
Yeah.
Obviously.
The J.P. Morgans,
Johnson
the,
and
the
Johnson.
Johnson
All
and
of
Johnson.
them.
It
Man.
fueled that, and then they got
The
five, three.
whiskey man for Jack Daniels
Jack
didn't
Daniels.
even make it up. He took it from a black.
Took
I'm
it from
sick
the blacks,
of it.
bruh,
And for
No.
real, this is what has been going on for forever.
for forever, and it
So-
still happened.
And it still happen. But that's why I say, like, where we at, what do we do? We can see the change. I do believe that there is a change in terms of the climate as far as our education levels, our financial education. I believe that we have started to practice group economics a lot more than what we were doing in the last 10, 15, 20 years. So I think we are making some strides in the right direction.
Yeah.
But I do think certain things like that whole unlearn, relearn program that Derek Grace,
Yeah.
if it's implemented at the bottom level, like say if we had something like that was mandatory for your children, mandatory for our children, right? And
Economics class.
yeah, like some
Yeah.
shit that they going through for we even attempt to fake take you to public school. I believe in a lot of the homeschooling because we fucked up in public schools. You sent us to school to act a plum fool.
It's too
A
many
lot of us
distractions.
was already smart. So whatever paper you threw in front of us, we could talk some shit and finish your paper like this. I can call her a bitch and argue why I'm doing this paper like this. I can hold him a fucking headlock and still get the answer because this is how what we was doing. We was gambling in school. It was a whole lot of confusion and stuff that really you had no business doing because they sending you somewhere because they talk about them having guidance over those children or being paid babysitters. The difference is if you would be given the education, they could never say because all your favorite teachers and your best teachers you remember. The ones who taught you something.
Computer. Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Oh.
Don't kill me.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a new day when we see him next Wednesday. I'm leaving now. I don't even want to hear it. I got
Did
to
it
go.
get wet?
We don't know. We about to get it up right now. She got
Did it
napkins.
get wet?
So
Did it get on your computer?
we don't know. Yeah, he don't respond. He alright. Quit asking, goddamn it. She like, is it? I mean, am I going to jail? Am I going? Motherfucker, in a second if you keep asking.
I spilled the water.
No, we good.
And I
Damn.
never bring anything to drink.
Damn.
That's probably
And
why.
one time, because I was like, I'm so thirsty.
That's
Damn.
probably why.
Mm-mm-mm.
Thirsty ass. With your thirsty ass.
No
Now we
cups
got
on the
you.
table. with
Yo,
no-
yo,
Yeah, it's over. You blew
lidless
that.
drink. Look at
You
that.
blew that. Now I'm being.
I don't be able
we
to live on
gonna
my
get
drink,
drunk
though.
now. Now
Hmm.
we got to get drunk before we walk in here. Thanks. We can't be
You-
at the
you know-
table getting toe up.
You know
What?
what? But they're keep my cup in my lap. You know, I keep the bottle on the floor though. Like,
Do you?
typically the bottle on the floor
Keep it classy just a little.
type shit. You know what I
See,
mean?
Lee, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Lee. Just kind of keeping us on par just a little bit here.
It's some paper towels in that closet.
If you're
in
just
that bathroom.
tuning in, we in here fucking up
As soon as
royally.
you go in there, turn
This
to
is
the
your
right.
girl Sleazy Buttons. I'm in here with your boy Lee Amazing, and the whole team is here. We're just having a little bit of a. We're not gonna call it a technical issue. We're gonna call it a water issue. So like.
Water issue almost sound worse because I mean like it's not like you might just have like water.
Like we
come through the
flooding,
roof
like
and
we
shit.
got, like we
Yeah.
flooding and shit. Like we under siege. We're under siege right now, guys. But
Real quick though, man. We
It's a
talking.
tub,
yeah, we
man.
got it. We got
Um,
it.
It's a
I was,
tub to make it feel like
I
that.
was talking to my brother some years back. We were talking about reparations, man. And out of the conversation that came up, like, man, what
It's like
if
some horror movie shit.
we just had top of the line education,
That's what I was gonna ask.
like college, for
What
free?
would you do with your reparations?
Did y'all see
Well,
that?
you had a combination
Is
of
it
free
Tennessee?
education and
Did I share that
they
with
have
y'all? Is it
free
Tennessee?
Community college for all
Yeah.
adults.
Yeah,
Like,
now they're putting it because it was already for like the children or something
Right.
like that. Yeah, now the
Yeah,
the
so
adults
for all
are in the
adults.
game.
I think that's the
My
problem.
idea-
there.
America's gonna get to a space where college is free anyway because
Well,
It's like
community
color.
colleges. I think what they're going to do is make it so that
Color in the mic.
community colleges are free. Universities will still be pay to play because there will always be that parent or group of parents or grandparents who feel as though community college is not suitable for their child, and therefore they'll be willing to pay top dollar. And as a businesswoman, I would keep my university open so that whoever feels as though their child is too good to go to such and such school, they have an option.
I also feel like it speaks to the work climate of that state because a lot of your community colleges, you're going in for a 2-year degree in something.
Right.
Like most of them you can leave either with a whatever
We're going to let you
degree.
take care of that part.
But a lot of them you leave with either a certificate or you're able to take a licensure for something and you can go out and start working immediately versus going to school for 4 years and coming out and maybe not being able to get a job because you chose philosophy as your major. So, I think it also speaks to the climate of where the workforce is and what we actually need.
I feel that. I mean, I feel that.
Yeah.
I think that even is still, the ability to.
What up?
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. You know what? And I don't want to feel like I don't feel like I'm saying anything in combatance of that because I feel like it does. I mean, like, if your market calls for a job of making Teslas or whatever, and you go to school for philosophy or whatever, then then you're still missing out. But at the same time, I think that if you do go to whatever school you go to, I think I think it is fair to be like, you shouldn't have to pay for that shit. You know what I'm saying? Considering you wouldn't even be here in general. You know what I'm saying? If we wasn't on that greedy shit for it, whatever years ago. You know what I'm saying?
We need our own schools. They say the worst thing for African American is a European education.
Yeah.
Because they're not teaching you nothing about your own
It
culture.
dumb you
your
down
own-
to some shit.
I feel that
like-
too. I feel that too.
Your sense of pride. You the time in which they could have spent instilling it in you, it's actually being taken out of you because there is none being given to you.
Yeah.
Right.
All these lessons about everyone else around us,
Everybody else's culture
but
and
us.
Yeah.
So it's like, thanks, I'm a part of the family, but we don't look alike, and
Subconsciously.
you guys don't act like you love me, and
Everybody perked out culture and shit. Yeah.
Like, okay, so
Everybody perked out culture.
children that come from African countries that may have like a British education system or it's not so the base of their education, especially in a country that has like British influence or a Dutch influence,
yeah,
they come here and they're a lot smarter than we are, and it's not even that we're getting a whitewashed education. We're not getting a good education.
Yeah, we're just not
because
getting educated.
You're not getting educated. No, I won't say it.
What you need to know to drive a forklift through the warehouse, man?
Right.
Exactly.
You don't need to know
But
nothing.
that's why I said to look at the climate of those states that are approving it to your education, because a lot of people will complain immigrants come and take jobs. Well, please explain to me how you wanted to be a potato processor or pick blueberries 3 months out of the year. Like, that wasn't your ideal job, but that's what you were able to do, and you were able to graduate and own land because it was left to you by your family, and you were able to produce crops on that land and make a living. And a lot of that has changed, and it's not just immigrants coming and taking jobs, but the climate of our industry has changed, and a lot of it is not a mom and pop farm or whatever. So I think a lot of
industrialized kind of
it's industrialized, and so you have to generate people that are able to work in that climate.
Well, and that's, I guess that's the big thing is that the system is almost set up for everybody to be generated to work in that kind of line of work. And it's like, unless you just got it in you, unless you just was at the job and you like, this shit feels terrible. I feel like I'm about to suffocate. I'm tripping. And you was that strong person. We just talked about that last week. You were just that motherfucker who said, you know what, I can't do it no more.
That's the difference between, I don't even know if it's a difference, but that's American culture. Like, I think so many times we say, like, they don't teach us our culture.
Why would we teach you that?
There's no, that
we didn't take you from your land to bring you here to teach you about yourself.
They don't teach. They don't teach European culture. They teach Americanized culture. This is an Americanized. This is something they've created. An Americanized culture is about control and money. It's about the workforce capitalism. Period.
Yeah,
it's
and
about
capping you off on what you make. Because if you truly if everybody started being millionaires and billionaires, and you own a certain % of the U.S. wealth, you now have stock in the country. That's why they don't want you having that much money.
Yeah, because you're going to have to say so.
Yeah, you're going to have a super say so because you control a big part of the budget.
And the people who control the budget right now are the people who don't care to give you the education that we're referring to. See, because if he owned the market, and he owned the market, and she owned the market, well, these motherfuckers got a little sense. And they might actually want their community to know some things. So we might be in good hands.
And then if they come together, that's the thing now.
It's over.
In the 70s and then like the mid 90s, like cats was, I feel like whenever black people grow their hair out, they learning something about themselves. The 70s.
When they go natural.
Yeah, like the 70s they hit them with the hair on. And then in the 90s, the crack shit hit. But it was a lot of like a lot of African medallions and shit. Mm-hmm. Motherfuckers was wearing the little African print hats. Yeah, bruh. That was hot.
The pride.
Right before the crack smack.
Well, because I kind of feel like it's that same concept as you want what you can't have. See, at that time frame, they was coming out of the oppression. And what we was already starting to rise above and come together. You're swinging out of the bullshit. It was a bad relationship. I slid the fuck up out of there. I got with this motherfucker. Now we coasting up out of there. And we on our way to happiness. Right? And then you with this motherfucker riding happiness. Something go wrong. And now here we riding it down.
There's a book that correlates the percentage of the rise in users of crack cocaine and incarceration rates, abortion rates in African American women, and how that correlated to separating them in Reaganomics so that they were not doing as well as their white counterparts. And so when you start to look at the downswing coming out of like the mid and the late 80s into the early 90s, where you're still seeing the majority of white people able to put their kids through a 4-year school and not having to take loans, or still being able to buy houses and all of these other things, and you're looking at the rise of abortion rates, incarceration rates, and the use of crack cocaine, and how it correlated and how they were able to use all three of those things to keep black people from being able to rise.
Well, it was a domino effect with that too.
It
was a cycle with that.
I think it was purposeful.
They got such a high view on everything that it lets you see, like, you can see the trend. When you have so much wealth, you can see trends by the masses. So it's just like, oh shit, they ain't spending as much. and they starting to unify. Like, oh no, we gotta divide that. Like, all they gotta do is put over the loudspeakers a bad vibe, and it's gonna get caught because it's projected over to all of the people. Like, whenever we start to come together, they just put something in our face and be like, nah, man, that's why y'all should be divided.
Well, because we debaters.
With the whole,
We all have strong
When
opinions.
they
If you have a
us.
physical divider and a physical barrier, like if you remove half of the parental unit and half of them are incarcerated, they physically have been removed from the situation.
And you
so
need them
there's
physically there.
Yeah, and so you're creating barriers that aren't just financial, but
Exactly.
you're literally tearing them apart from each other. You can't be unified if you're physically separated.
Yeah.
You can't fight together if you're physically apart from one another.
Yeah.
So
It's a hard
I have
fight.
to-
That's
and
like
the lady
a
who wrote
hard
the book
fight.
is white. The lady, it wasn't. I gotta remember
Who?
her name.
Which lady is this?
That's genocide right there.
But she was an economist, and that's what she studied. Like, she looked at incarceration rates, she looked
But
at
they know it.
economics, but to be able to have it broken down, like, and people will say, oh, it's a conspiracy theory. Like, I don't know of a cocoa plant growing in, the middle of the projects. Like, where is it coming from? How did it get here? Like, it was placed here.
Yeah, they know
Like,
that though. They
Cats
just
want
choose to be
money.
ignorant.
Cats put their money into the problem and the solution. Jimmy Iovine, Interscope. This man has millions of dollars in privately owned prisons,
Yep.
but he's promoting 50 Cent.
Yep.
Rob, shoot, stab. So I'm producing the vibration that makes you violent, and then I have money put into the place that you're gonna
Right.
come after you get turned up.
Well, yeah,
Yep.
because that's a businessman though.
That's
But
electricity.
but that's
Yeah.
what America is.
Yeah,
They are
that's
a
a relay.
business.
That's what we
it.
are. Yeah,
It's
that's
money,
why
money,
certain
money. That's
people
it. That's
you
it.
either consumer or you producer, and if you're debating about the price, you're probably a consumer.
P, are you a buyer or a seller?
I mean, you gotta know. You gotta know.
Pound
it is
cake.
a difference when you're in there spending your money. It is a difference when how you look at everything when you like that.
And if we took more control over our money, it lets you see, it give you that insight just by having control over your money. You gonna see more stuff. Like, just because we give our money away so quick, there's certain stuff we just not hip to, because we don't hold our money through that process. If we control our money more, motherfuckers is gonna care about their neighborhood more, because they like, hold up, man, like my tax dollar, hold up,
That's your money.
that's your money.
Real talk, like that's your money. Go ahead, Lee. I feel it coming out. You grab the mic, Lee.
Nah, I'm trying to put my words together. It was actually a comment that was made that was super dope, man. It was saying something along the lines of, if you ain't got discipline in yourself, you ain't gonna have discipline in your money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's super simple, but like example, I'm at the duplex, right? Kid fucking up the backyard with a shovel, right? Didn't think nothing of it. Well, not the yard, fucking around the cement. Didn't think nothing of it. I didn't hear anything about it. But being the owner in this fashion, when one of the tenants came to me and said something, it was like, oh shit. You know what? It never even dawned on me. I did the same shit when I was younger, and it's different now, because it's like, oh shit, I got stake in this. Wait a minute.
My money's invested.
Yeah, wait a minute. Like, hey, what you doing? Chill out. You know what I'm saying? Go on with all that. Go do that on your yard.
You understand the term, like, don't do that on my couch, or don't, like, when you...
Not on my dime.
Right.
Tight.
Shit.
Like,
I bought this. Like, I put that paint on the walls. Like, get that marker away from, like, you have a different stake in it.
It's
Exactly.
time spent to get that money. So it's nothing but paper version of my time. It's like, man, hold
Well,
up.
it's
Man, I was like,
value
that's like
about
2 days of work, nigga. Like,
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's a value, yeah.
yeah, man. When you ain't tied to the money, you ain't tied to the emotions that come with it.
Like,
That's real
Ain't
talk.
no
You don't
value.
feel different.
You can't respect nothing that you ain't invested in.
Yeah.
And that's I feel like that's what's wrong with a lot of our relationships. People not invested in each other. They just like,
not
I
at
know
all.
you,
or
and we
self.
spend time to
Exactly.
or self,
Majority
yeah.
self, because
Majority
for me to dog you out, for me to trample on you, for me to misuse you, for me to take advantage of you, I already got to be in a terrible place, an unscrupulous character. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've already had to get to the bottom to be able to do bottomless, pitless shit.
Yeah.
That's the thing that people
That's
forget. Like,
ruthless.
you had already been there. That, like my brother, we was having a conversation, and he said some of us speak to the angels and the demons. And I said, ooh, motherfucker, because we was having a good conversation. I said, ooh, because it's the truth. It's not that if I see the good in you, there's some, like we always talk about, y'all talk about that in order for you to see it or
It
for
has
you
to be in you.
it has to already be in you.
In order for you to sense something or see something in somebody else, it's because it lives in you. You cannot see a character trait or anything in another person and be triggered by it if that same thing does not reside in you.
Yeah, or some familiarity, some type of experience. Yeah,
that's
like
why it resonates with you.
Yeah,
because you
and be triggered.
Will recognize it unless
for you to notice it and be
Yeah,
triggered.
yeah,
like being
yeah.
triggered by it is
a combination.
Really,
two have to exist for you.
Yeah.
And that's my take on that. Is that we will and deal within our comfort zones. So like a motherfucker who used to spending more money, they not thrown off by something that somebody else may think is too expensive. If that's their standard, right? That's why I said your ordinary or her ordinary. Your ordinary, your level of experience may be 6 notches above hers. And the things that you seem to see or view is enough or sufficient, or things that she thinks is sufficient, you don't.
Like lounge.
It's not to your standard.
Right.
You feel me? Like she got
real loud level.
You gotta have it, right?
Yeah.
You gotta have it.
You need that.
That's what I'm saying. It's that standard already being set, and then people either drop it, they either come up to it, or they don't. And that's just my opinion. Like, in order for a motherfucker to rob you.
So that segues kind of back to that question that you asked was, if you could build the perfect partner, because we never answered, what would it be?
Build a bitch workshop.
That's right.
What was it again?
If you could build the perfect partner, like if you could build the perfect, like
Listen,
build a bitch.
Look at this one.
Yeah.
And because
she already done.
With men, why is it that y'all be wanting to like?
Well, don't do that. Don't generalize.
Why do y'all dress niggas up like the nigga y'all really like?
You see what I said? Don't generalize, because you make it easy for him to fire back at you. You see what I'm saying?
But it's not firing back. It's like chicks will dress you up like, if your girl like Young Dro, she gonna buy you hella polos. She gonna make you look like the nigga she really like.
That's hilarious.
Well, see, then, but you
Facts.
you still in a different bag game. They do that,
likes,
what she likes.
What she likes to look at.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done that.
Look at
They
her.
they
How
already
did it
see you
turn out,
in the
though?
outfit
It's
when they
fine.
first holler at you.
Everything worked out.
Yeah. I feel like if I had to build a perfect person, I would definitely want someone who appreciates.
Take that.